Hi gang, John again from Rock County Jetski, watcon.com. Welcome to Watercraft Talk. Today's video I want to talk a little bit about and discuss carburetors. Mikuni, specifically Mikuni SBN carburetors and the differences in the off-the-shelf universal performance carburetors versus the OEM carburetors. There's a lot of discussion always and people wanting to run OEMs or trying to run OEMs and you can and they run, but they're not optimal in other applications for where they were never intended. I wanted to talk about that and we'll show a couple of little subtle differences. So with that, OEM carburetors, Mikuni SBN 44s. We have on the bench here a set from a Yamaha 760. Yamaha used OEM carburetors, Mikuni SBNs on the all of the 701 is SBN 38s, 760 is SBN 44s, the 1100 was triple SBN 38s, and the 1200 is triple SBN 44s, and then the power valve was I-body carbs. Arctic Tiger Sharks used SBN carburetors on their Suzuki engines. There's some others. Anyway, Sea-Doo used SBN 38s on some of their 650s and 720s. Maybe even the early 580s, I think, had SBN 38s on it. Anyway, all too often, people try to cheap out, for lack of a better term, and use OEM carburetors on a build that they're doing, and they may or may not run correctly, and then they wonder why, or they have a hard time dialing them and jetting them. So this is a Mikuni SBN 44 carburetor. This is the 8052 aftermarket performance carburetor. The easiest way to kind of tell if it's an aftermarket versus a stock carburetor is the aftermarket carburetors do not have a choke. There is no choke here. It's got a primer fitting that is a brass piece, but on this end, it's never been drilled. There's no brass plug here like you would if it had a choke. So that's one way to tell this is definitely an aftermarket universal carburetor. The OEM carburetors always have chokes. So if your carburetor has a choke, or if it had a choke and somebody pressed in a brass primer fitting and a brass plug, that is an OEM carburetor. The differences we'll talk about here. The internal circuitry of these on the OEMs are different. What you need to remember is that this is a Mikuni SBN carburetor made by Mikuni for Yamaha per Yamaha specs for this exact engine, for the engine cases, for the intake track, for everything. Also, and more importantly, they are designed to meet EPA standards and they kind of run lean. Just to show the weep holes on these in there on an OEM carburetor, there is, and I'm trying to look, there's 3 of the low speed holes. Aftermarket carburetor, there's 4. And I don't know can't tell if you can see in there. There, that's a little better lighting maybe. Hopefully you can see, but there's 4 holes for the low speed circuit. These only have 3. Some of the OEM carburetors only have 1 or 2. And again, it's because it's designed to work in that application. What we find is, well, to tell a little story, we built a Yamaha Superjet for a customer. And in fact, we did a build video on it. It was it's black and blue. I think it was a 2016 or 2017. Beautiful ski. We did everything to it. It's a Yamaha 701. It had very low hours on it. When it came in, it was fully stock. We ported the engine, did an ADA head, factory B pipe, lightweight flywheel, SBN 44 carbs with the Boyson intake, Boyson reed valves, had a hooker impeller, stock ignition with the timing advanced. had our high energy coil in it, blah, blah, blah. I had it down at the river and we were running it and dialing it in and tuning the carburetors. Another very good customer, and more so even a friend of the family, very good friend of my boys, has the exact same build. Same porting specifications, same lightweight charging flywheel, Yamaha Superjet, ADA head, same domes, identical. This is a very common build. We do a lot of these, and Ben's is set up identical to this 2017. We're running the two skis side by side, and Ben noticed immediately that this 2017 pulled harder, accelerated better, and was crisper. And the only difference is he was running Yamaha 760 carburetors, and we were running aftermarket SBN 44s on this other Superjet. It was enough of a difference that Ben came right back to the shop, and we ordered him up another set of carburetors, and he went with the aftermarket carburetors, and it made that much difference. So if you're trying to squeak all the horsepower you can out of your engine, go with the aftermarket carburetors. You're going to be happy. If it's a budget build and an inexpensive build, a conversion ski with a stock pipe, a 650 engine with a stock pipe and a 550 or something, that's fine. You can go with an OEM carburetor. Gosh, and I'm sorry if that's one of you guys calling me. I will call you back. Give me a second here. So again, a budget build in something simple, and I get it. I totally get it. But if you're really trying to squeak as much power as you can, it is noticeably better to go with an aftermarket carburetor. They're much easier to dial in. To put a stock Yamaha carburetor on a Kawasaki, it's not what it was intended for. Can you make it run? Yes. Will it run perfect? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It takes a lot more to dial those in. So anyway, I hope you found that informative, more informative than not. And if you appreciate our videos, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It sure helps our channel grow. As I always say, when you're out and about out there, please be nice to each other. And hopefully the next time we'll see you out on the water.